What's up, everybody? It's your boy Arhenis. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing good out there. We've been busy. I mean, I know I'm not consistent with posting, and that's why, I'm trying to get back into the group of things. But let's just jump right into the video. Like I said, guys, it's been a while. I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to this last year on content creation. Partly to do is because I was, juggling school, trying to secure my place in Harvard. I was obviously working as a software engineer, doing contracting, which was eating up a lot of my time. On top of that, trying to juggle a startup, which was how I was doing part of the TNT Accelerator. There was kind of a bit of a social pressure that I wanted to kind of deliver the startup. And I'm like on the final phases of the testing. I've been aggressively testing over the code, but there's like an API provider, X, right? Twitter. They are making it hard for me to test some areas of the code, specifically due to their API when it comes to like cost, right? They charge you $200 a month just to like get up off the ground and going. And so part of the reason I haven't really deployed is because of that. I've been breaking their rate limit for like the last 3 months, and I've been just kind of like sitting there kind of manifesting. And I know this isn't the best use of time. I created these alternative situations, right? Let me see if I can kind of pull it up real quick. I created all these alternative situations. So, this is where we're at now with Social Zoo. It's been a while. But I've created all these alternative situations that allowed me to kind of cut the cost on me using the rate limit, right? I came up with these creative solutions such as like, kind of implementing a cron, so it would search every so often, so it wouldn't abuse the limit. That didn't work. I came around to trying to use less usage of the API, even moving it up to a different tier, just kind of like secure the money. I just kept blowing through the rate limit. It got to the point that I couldn't fucking do it. And so I had to stop. Unfortunately, I had to sit back and kind of think about this problem. So over the last few months, Elon Musk and the X team has finally created a new way to use the API, which is a kind of a pay-as-you-go, which just makes sense, right? And it allows people like myself to not have to give up $200 right away, kind of see the usage and pay accordingly. Which is a much better way, right, to go about a business, especially today, because I don't want to go, spend $200, $300, $400 a month, a couple months, and then, there's no traction, right? So the goal would be better, pay as you go. So I applied. Once I get back word from X, guys, I think we're ready, man. Like I said, I've already aggressively tested. What you're seeing is kind of like the final versions. I'm not gonna go through it on this video. I'll probably do a whole video for this because like every single time I show this application off, it is in fact like a 10-minute walkthrough. I did a lot, guys. I started this project. The idea came to me. I want to say like around last March, right? It was last March. I think I had the idea. No, actually, it was around when I started posting last year. I was posting content consistently, and I quickly started to like realize I'm not scaling well enough because I don't have consistency, as you can see. And so I wanted to build this guy to help me out with that consistency layer. I saw a couple people have their own little social media scheduler tools. And they lacked when I saw it, it was like, it looked vibe coded. It looked so vibe coded. I was like, no, I could do a better job than this. I'm an engineer. I'm not the best engineer, but I'm an engineer, and I'll take the challenge. So I went off and I built my own thing. I got it accepted into an accelerator here at MIT. And, while I was studying at Harvard, trying to kind of juggle the two, I spent a lot of time building this guy out. I think it's at its final stage. I've made it user-friendly, so if you're, kind of like a user, you're gonna really love it. It's not very hard to use, right? But feature-packed. And if you're a developer, I also added an API, right? So I want you to be able to use this. If you're like, hey, I don't even want to use this thing. I just want to throw this in my CLI. I want those API somewhere. I got you. I kind of thought about all cases. I was even adding some MCP support, but I feel like maybe that's a little bit of overkill in the early stages. Some other stuff I was thinking of doing was maybe building a mobile app. That's something I'm actively kind of researching and working on. Well, the research part is done. It's more of like, I should work on it, right? But we're just trying to get the web version out first. And if you guys respond well to this guy, that sky's the limit. So what's going on? It's like, there's been quite a bit of development in the last year. There's been several other alternatives that have popped up. You know, I'm not the first guy to come up with an idea like this, but I wanted to add my creative twist. And I think I did that very, very well. And, you know, I've seen other alternatives pop up, and, you know, we're all kind of sitting in the same price bracket, unfortunately. Like, I think this is just the industry standard today, with everybody. Like, I've seen every single business in my industry, and if you're trying to get nearly as much accounts, it's somewhere around this ballpark. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You know, after running the math multiple times, it does make sense. So I try to be as competitive as possible. I mean, here's my offerings, right? You can connect 10 accounts, you know. I'm not going to name my competitors, but there's other people out there who charge 2, 3, 4, 5 times that price. I made sure, because I'm an only engineer, that I can actually beat everybody's price and value packed, right? So yeah, that was like my big goal. I did it. I had complicated the app in so many ways. Like, I had built like a credit tier system where you can buy credits. It wouldn't sync correctly for some reason. I couldn't get it. I spent like weeks trying to figure it out. I couldn't get it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I waved my white flag after like a month. I was like, dude, and I did a lot. I think part of the reason why I spent so much time trying to build this startup was because I was experimenting quite a bit. And I think that, like, a lot of people who I'm around, because, you know, I'm here at Cambridge, Massachusetts. We're not just any old small hub. We are the OG hub, you know. We are the first place in America, and so much talent comes out of here. So it's like, people here around me ship very fast, like kind of too fast, to the point that I sometimes think that they're just kind of idea hopping, seeing what works, which isn't a bad thing, right? But I kind of wanted to be like, I'm gonna let those kind of idea hoppers do what they got to do, and I'm gonna try to make the best application for this service, right? If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna give it my all. I gave it my all. I tried to cover every side. I tried to grab every corner of analytics. I tried to, I ran into so many problems. I even added I almost built a Final Cut studio in this thing at some point. I actually had a whole video editor going on, and at the time it sounded great. Ultimately, I scrapped the idea. I threw it out after like 2 weeks of playing with it, but it was good. I had FFmpeg. I was playing with FFmpeg. I'm kind of butchering it. It's FFmpeg. But they have a web version, so I was able to get that going, and I had it working. I was able to kind of edit the video, but ultimately, there's a whole different engine going on that you don't really want to run video editing on the web. I mean, you see applications do it, and I'm not totally throwing it off. You know, you just have to have a better engine, and I didn't have that. So I kind of realized that, and I was like, oh man, I gotta kind of throw this out. So like, I did a lot of experimenting. And like I said, from APIs to ideas and creativity, I really let this one go. And I went hard. And I hope you guys really appreciate this, because I'm going to be using it myself. I mean, I built something that I would use every day. I made sure the UI was clean. That was like my biggest thing. I made sure the functionality was good. I made sure that the data, like, I was testing every data point to make sure that we were actually like sub 100, 200 millisecond latency, like just to make sure that every endpoint was hitting fast. Like, I really wanted this to be like a production tier application. I didn't want it to be like, I just vibe coded it too fast. I didn't clear the optimizations, right? I did a lot of optimization. And so, you know, long story short, like, there was a lot of switching. I think I did a couple migrations in the back end multiple times on this. So there was some exploring there. But ultimately, I'm very proud. You know, I haven't made a video for a while because I've just been head down in startup mode. You know, I've been grinding this bad boy out. Also with my clients stuff, right? You know, I was doing, I'm not going to show that, but, you know, I had a project I was paid for that I was working on too. You know, when I wasn't working on this, I was kind of juggling with school. So I was tired. I'd come home at the end of the night. I just wanted to sleep. And then, oh man, like, when you're in this world of tech, you know, like, your job kind of just creeps in with you in the other parts of life. And so, yeah, I ended up just doing that. That didn't work out for me, and like long story short, I got it done. I got it done. I've already ran every test that I could on this bad boy, and it's like done. I would say it's done. I'm just waiting now on X to give me the pay-as-you-go permissions, because I guess they're doing it kind of like on a rolling basis. They've only been out for like a couple months, and they're slowly accepting developers. So I've already applied. The minute I get back on the word, guys, I give me maybe 2 weeks. Again, in terms of features, we're done. I had to strip away some things because some things just didn't make sense. And I think I abstracted far too away from the core product, but I also think I made a really good product. So you're going to be able to invite your team members. You're going to be able to kind of come in here and get credits, generate AI, video, media, all in one platform. I will be aggressively updating it as we go, right? I want to be in the game. I want to be competing with the other social media manager, marketers out there, because this is a space I'm passionate about. You know, I've been doing content creation, man, this will be year 15 since I started, I think maybe 2010, 2011. I was an early YouTube creator. I was creating YouTube videos in 2010 when this shit wasn't cool, you know, but I was just kind of fucked off, man. Like, I spent a lot of time doing other shit, you know. I was in community college. I had my cannabis business. I was an early crypto investor. I was, you know, doing media for a little bit, shooting music videos, comedy sketches. I was all over the place. You know, I was kind of just openly exploring, no real end goal. And, you know, that was a lot of the last 10, 15 years. And like, look where we ended up. You know, I'm back now. Now I'm here kind of trying to finish my bachelor's degree at Harvard, and I'm out here doing a dual. So I spoke to my advisor. I'm actually able to do 2 degrees. Well, not 2 degrees, a major and a minor. I'm going to do a major in computer science and a minor in business. That way I'm having a dual degree. Sorry, not dual degree, major, minor. But I could double major. That's kind of what I was trying to say, double major. So yeah, man, just kind of been head down, right? Haven't been posting every day as I should. I know I should. I think about you guys all the time. I'm like, dude, where are my peoples? Where are my peoples for content creation? And I think about you guys every day, bro. I'm not even lying. I want to be here every day with you guys, showing you the journey. But I've also just been kind of observing, you know, trying to be part of the grind too. I don't want to be, you know, a lot of you guys get a lot. Here's the truth: is you guys get a lot of content creators. Like so much, like there's so many people creating content, and some of these people aren't really developers. They're really not engineers. And I'm not saying everybody. There's clearly a bunch of us out here, but let's keep it real, bro. Some of us just don't do this. Like, some of us don't go out and build a full fucking platform that's ready to go. I'm just waiting on the API provisions so I can get out onto the market, right? Because, I'm trying to bootstrap this because I'm not rich, and I kind of have to, you know, be a little cheap in the startup phases. But I really want you guys to understand is like, look, man, I do this. I'm not like everybody else. I really put in the sweat, blood, tears. I lock in. I get to work. You know, I didn't want to be bothered. When I'm doing the best work possible, I don't want to be bothered. And I think that should just be it. Like, that's just my standard. I don't want to be bothered. You know, and that means for everything. And so yeah. But you guys got a little sneak preview right there. So I'm just trying to kind of show y'all, you know, we are almost ready. I don't want to delay any further. This motherfucker is going to blow your socks off. I guarantee it, and I know it's going to. Just give me a couple weeks more. Let me get this pass on the API, and we are going through. We're gonna crush 2026 because my content strategies is in place. I also want to come up with, look, we're going to get off of my startup for just a quick second, okay? I took this channel in a different way, and I would love for you guys, if you guys are out there, to tell me what to do, right? Like, I have another channel where I have, like, more previous stuff, like, prior to this. Like, I used to do, right, like, some sketches and then some vlogs, right? You know, and then I did a little bit of, like, you know, what was this? Like, a little bit of, like a little bit of vlogging. I think we were doing like some stuff, and I think I took some breaks. So as you can see, there's kind of like all these massive gaps on this channel. I also have a second channel where I did the same thing, kind of just gapping it. Like I was trying to, I think over my 15-year journey, I was trying out different topics. I was trying out different topics, different niches, and kind of seeing which one I liked. Ultimately, I kind of came upon that I like programming to some degree, you know, and I like trading. I like trading quite a bit, you know, and so I started now my new journey, you know, 2024, 2025-ish content to be along those niches. And I really want your feedback. I would love to know what you guys would like to see, because I think that would help me become a better creator. I have a couple months off, so I'm going to be just working and, you know, on my startup and dropping content again. I'm going to get consistent again. So I'm going to be back here for the next few months, and I want to make our time here as valuable as possible. I don't want to waste your time or my time. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see, I would love for you guys to just comment it or just kind of recommend it to me. And then I'll do my best to deliver whatever it is that you guys want. But that's that. I mean, that's where we're at. We're over here now. We're up at Harvard and we're trying to finish this degree. I've been crushing hackathons. I crushed hackathons 2025. I mean, dude. But that, like, 2026, I'm not even that excited about them anymore. I'm actually, like, I did one in like 2-3 months already. And it's because I'm actually trying to get to the bag, you know? That's kind of what it is. I guess it just kind of, you just kind of graduate, you know? I'm doing some interviews. I did an interview. I got another interview on Friday down at Harvard. We're doing a career fair, so that's going to be fun. And I just spoke to the CEO and CTO of a really nice startup. They just raised $24 million, and I actually really like the problem that they're solving. And there's like, but you have to move to San Francisco. But I'm for it. You know, we're trying to make this journey fun, and so yeah. Bear with me. I'm a student chasing his career, trying to be a content creator, you know, and so that wraps this video. I'm sorry it wasn't very better organized. You know, I'm kind of just like I just want to know what you guys think. I built my startup. I'm pretty much done with my client stuff, so that time, believe it or not, took me 7-8 months of hardcore building to get that done. Several softwares. That's not easy, you know. Like, we're not talking vibe code in a weekend software, like 2-feature software. I'm talking like full production suite. It would take 70 people to build softwares back in the day, you know. Obviously now we're in a new era where, you know, a really top level engineer can outproduce many engineers, you know, with the help of AI and stuff like that. But even then, you still need the core player, right? And so, well, that wraps. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I think I'm yapping too long. Please don't forget to subscribe, support the channel. I love you guys, and I will be back here soon. Peace.